Hi, I'm Kim Ruane. I'm going to introduce the Week 1 Challenge. The first part, I'm going to talk about just the major concepts that are in this week, and I will talk about functions first. All right, so Week 1, we're going to introduce the two major concepts for the whole Course 1. There's the concept of a relation and the concept of a function. Now it turns out 2 is actually a special case of number 1. But a student's first exposure to a function usually comes like this, something like this. So students tend to think function means formula, some formula. Whereas a first exposure to relations is usually in the form of an equation. Okay, and that's actually a pretty good start, really, that we should think of relations that we study in a typical algebra class as the same as studying equations in 2 variables, and functions as studying functions of 1 variable. That's the right intuition to start the course with. But what we want to see is that the concept of a function and a relation is really a lot more broad and a lot more useful than what you see when you just study formulas and equations. All right, so let me start with functions. So, even though these are, well, actually, yeah. Let me start with functions. So these are a special case of relations, which we'll see in just a minute. But let me just start with an example that I give in the lecture notes for Week 1 and that you'll be working with in the challenge. Well, I think this occurs in the challenge. This is the grading function. I'm really bad at abbreviating. I'm good at abbreviating. I do it a lot. So what I want to do is, this is something that all of us teachers use. We have some list of names. So we have the names. I'm just going to pick a few. Who did I pick in my list? Here we go. I picked 2 more people we know. Hope they don't see this video. And then we have some grades that we can assign. We can assign an A. We could assign a B, a C, a D, or an F. I'm going to skip the plus minuses for right now. So when I assign grades, I'm really just I'm just drawing an arrow from a name to a grade. This is going to be a really nice way to represent the grading function. What did I give David today? I gave David a B. He's going to be angry at me. Andy got a B. And Barbara, I think I was nice and gave her a B+, even though I didn't put a B+ in the list. I'm going to put it in there now. There's Barbara. I gave her a B+. All right? So the important parts to notice here, here's some important points to notice, is that each person gets only 1 grade. Or I'm going to say it this way, exactly 1 grade. If they finished the course, they had to get a grade, and they certainly cannot get 2 grades. The other thing to notice is that not all of the grades had to occur as someone's grade from your class. So in the first challenge, I'm going to give you some different examples of this type and ask you to point out some special properties that you see from arrow diagrams, or however I'm going to represent some correspondence between 2 sets. Because from this viewpoint, we really want to think of a function as a way of drawing arrows between 2 sets. It doesn't have to be numbers to numbers. It could be names to grades. It could be anything you want. It could be numbers to shapes. It can be, this set can be anything, this set can be anything, and I just want to think about arrows between the 2 sets.